Okay, it is looking like we're live. If anybody is there, if you could pop into the chat, just make sure that the audio is working fine. That would be great. Just want some confirmation that the audio is coming through before we really get started. I think I've got everything I need. I think I got my notes. I've got my snacks. I've got my tea in my llama mug. One of those color change ones too, so he's completely different when it's cold. Because, llamas are awesome. Lee, good morning. You can hear me all right? I tried using a different microphone this morning. That's the only reason I'm asking. I just want to verify. Because once I disconnected that other microphone, I've had some issues in the past where it doesn't reconnect back to the proper microphone. Perfect. Okay, everything's good. Welcome to the January live stream. First live stream of 2022, first video of 2022. 2 weeks ago, Christmas Day, we released the latest video, the kind of Christmas special / birthday session trout fishing episode that Dave and I did 2 weeks prior to that. So a month ago today, actually. And that was a fun session. That video is absolutely crushing it. It's had almost 900 views in 4 weeks. Just mind-blowing. So really, really happy to see that. I'm glad people are watching it and, seeing that we were out there to have fun and enjoy a little bit of trout fishing. So just seeing that people are slowly coming in. Usually takes a few minutes for everybody to jump in, so I won't really jump into everything that's going on yet. That way we don't have anybody miss things. I hope everyone had an awesome Christmas, holiday, New Year's, all that stuff. Always a good time for new equipment. Oh, there might be something there. Probably got a few things kicking around here. I think I have... why do you want to fall now? I've got some other things that are kind of placed about in different parts of the cave down here. It's a little bit of everywhere. Lee, are you hanging out solo? Nobody's joining you? What's going on here? Well, if you're solo and it's just me and you, I guess this is where the cool people hang out. Just put this out there. Has anybody been fishing yet in the new year? Now that we've kicked it off, has anybody actually been on the bank in the past 8 days? I'm curious because I have. I have had one session. Yeah, I was out on the 2nd, so last Sunday I managed to get out for a few hours. I had some fish, actually, much to my surprise. In the middle of a snowstorm, right at first light, I did actually have some fish. That was caught on camera, and that is for a different project. So hopefully, over the next 10 weeks while I work on that particular project, it'll build up a little bit more, and I'll have more to tell you at the time of its completion, as far as where you'll be able to find it and what it's for and what's going on with it. But so far, I have had 2 carp in the new year. So much like last year, where Dave and I started our 2021 season off with a fish each on the first day of the year. I didn't get out on the first day. I got out on the 2nd, and I had 2 carp. Lee, you've not gotten out. Well, my friend, you're going to have to fix that. You're going to have to get out and get this season started. I also ended 2021 with a fish. Actually, on the 31st, Kevin and I got out for a little bit, and I had a 3-pound rudd. So I was quite excited about that, to start on a successful session and end on a successful session last year. I'm hoping to do the same this year. So we do have some things on the agenda, on the list of stuff. There is a contest. I did mention in the December live stream that I was going to do a giveaway for kind of the box of hook baits that I've collected. You know, some are full, some are new, some are I've used half of them. Some of them I've used 2/3 of the pop-ups in them. But there is a reason why I'm going to do this giveaway for all those pop-ups. We'll get into shortly. See, a few others have popped in. LP, hey, how's it going? Happy birthday to you. Your birthday just passed. Mr. Smith, good afternoon. LP, yeah, long time no see. Well, of course, you live really far away. So it's not like I can just say, hey, LP, meet me on the bank over here tomorrow. A little bit of a drive for you. Big David P. Christmas tree is coming down. Well, yeah, you've had it up for 3 months, so it's about time. Mine's still up, actually. Not taking mine down. That's probably going to be a next weekend project. Probably maybe on the 16th. I'll take it right through to the middle of January, and then I'll take my Christmas tree down. But right now, it is the nicest, most eye-pleasing piece of accent in that room upstairs. Mr. Smith, hashtag grr. I could go so many ways with that. Wait, nope, just opened myself up for shots. But you know what? Will's not in here, so I know nobody's going to throw any shots at me because you guys are classy guys. I get it. Where's Doug? Speaking of, saw Doug in the premiere for Will's latest video about a reel that he had recently sent on to a new home. So Dougie was in that live stream or that premiere, but where is he today? It's never the same without Doug. Dave Pendlebury, Team Savage. Absolutely. Actually, Dave, I have something of yours. So everybody knows who has seen any of the videos where we've done like Team Savage kind of get-togethers between Kevin and Dave and I, whether it be related to the Canadian Carp Society's SSF events or the challenges that we did with improved carp angling. Team Savage, we have these shirts that say Team Savage Carp Masters on them. Of course, every time we film them backwards, so they say Meet a Vegas and stuff like that. It's just really bizarre. But for Christmas, I haven't been able to see Dave yet because with everything that's going on and schedule-wise, it's always tough to meet up with Dave. I've had a few sessions with Kevin, so he's got his. I've already worn mine, and I was wearing mine when I got those 2 fish last weekend, so they are already good luck. But for those of you guys who aren't really familiar with what the inside joke is about the grr hashtag, this is it. And this is Dave's shirt, his Team Savage Canadian Carp Society grr t-shirt. So when I see Dave next, well, he can put that on. So there you go, Dave. That's your Christmas present. Letting the cat out of the bag. So there you guys go. You know about the new Team Savage shirts for this season, and they've already produced fish. So yeah, Team Savage is going to basically hit the water hard this year. We're already kicking it off well. It's going to continue to go well, and I think Team Savage is just going to crush all of the challenges that we face this year. Oh, that is a fine Yorkshire brew, if I do say so myself. Excellent. So we got some more of you guys in there. I'm really happy to see you in there. As always, the getting the chat going on these lives is kind of my favorite part of the month. For us to be able to kind of chat, interact, have a little bit of fun. But like I said, we do have a bit of an agenda. I got my list of things to go over, and they kind of go over in a certain order. We're going to get to the contest and this giveaway thing in a little bit, and the reason why I'm doing it. That will wait a little bit longer, just in case there's some more people that show up, including Doug, because no Anglerphiles live stream is complete without Doug hanging out in there. So as far as winter sessions go, we already touched on that. I've had 2 fish, had them last weekend. I had really hoped to get out today, but I put my back out at work yesterday. So it didn't really feel like it was going to be a smart move to try and lug my gear out to the water today. However, thanks to the miracle of heated seats, I got in the van and I grabbed a coffee and went for a drive this morning along the river. And beautiful, absolutely beautiful sunrise in the snow over the river. There was a fog coming off, blowing with an east wind up over the roadway. So it was just incredible to see the bird life. The canvasbacks are starting to settle in, the mergansers. Saw some swans this morning, lots of geese. The bird life was incredible. Some of the fattest blue jays I've ever seen. And, I was hoping to see a bald eagle during this drive this morning, but it might have been too early in the morning to see it. But I was basically going to check my spots. I am hoping to get out tomorrow morning. And it turns out that the spot that I was fishing last weekend and the one that I intended to fish tomorrow is the only spot on the entire river with some ice right now. So I'm not quite sure which spot I'm going to end up on in the morning, but I'm still going. I'll be looking for fish, and hopefully I can get into a few more. Excuse me. So if any of you are getting out for winter sessions, I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget, if you do get a winter fish, whether it be carp, trout, what have you, pike, don't forget, you can always post it on your Instagram or Facebook and just tag the Anglerphiles. That way I get a notification. Love to be able to see them and share some comments and stuff with you guys. Wow, my messenger chat is just going bonkers because people that really should be watching the live stream are chatting about food over there. So I'm going to minimize that because if they're not here, they're just not cool. I think Will's one of them, so it makes sense. Anthony Russell, good day, fellas. Good day back, sir. You still on your trip out in the 17 feet of snow in the mountains? If you are, how's it going out there? Did you dig your way up to see sunshine? Also, just a heads up, there should be something arriving at your house soon. So don't be on vacation too long. I won't say what it is or where it's from, but something should be arriving at your house soon, sir. All the way out to Saskatchewan. Unreal. Next thing on the list, where's my pen? Next thing on the list, upcoming videos. We have some. I could just leave it at that. We have videos coming up. The 22nd, January 22nd, is the next video to be released. Now I'm kind of bumping some from Pat last spring, last summer, just because this one's a little bit kind of relevant to the time frame. I got out in the middle of December, did a little bit of carp fishing at kind of a winter carp spot, and I absolutely crushed it. But the reason I've kind of bumped the other videos to release this video out is because I actually get to use those Daiwa Black Widow EXT 9-foot 2 3/4 test curve rods that I mentioned. I believe I showed you guys in the December live stream. I got those rods out for the first time paired with the Daiwa Tournament 2600s, the whiskers that I got from my friend Ben earlier in the year. So I paired those up, and wow, Absolutely love those rods. They are awesome, awesome rods. Um, to go with that, I actually went on to Carp Kit because why not? Go to carpkit.com, get gear. And I picked up, Anthony will know what this bag is because this is the bag that goes with his rods, even though he bought the bag that goes with a different set of rods. But this is the bag that goes with Anthony's rods, and this is what I've got my Daiwa EXTs in. This is the Aqua Atom 3-rod sleeve. For something that's supposed to be compact and kind of help you be stealthy, it's pretty bulky, but there's 3 rods and reels in there. It's got this full sleeve here to put nets in or what do you call them? Retention slings, things like that. This pocket is, you can put, I think they suggest you could put the Atom baiting pole in it. I actually have an unhooking mat and a 2-piece landing net in there. So that's prepared. Then there's another pocket on the side here. This is what I've got. My Monster Carp Tackle alarms and some 2-rod buzz bars. I also have my Signet 3-rod buzz bars that will be going in there because I took the Signet 3-rod buzz bars off of my Signet Quick Lock Pod Kit and replaced them with the Fox QR buzz bars with the quick release. We'll get into that another day when I do the actual review on the Quick Lock Pod Kit. But yeah, this rod bag is actually really, really impressive because, oh yeah, there's another pocket on this side. This has got all my bank sticks. I think this has got some bag sticks, some wrapping sticks, and also my Signet Specialist tripod is in there. So basically any kind of bank where I need for any kind of conditions. This is my kind of roving, stealthy setup. If I want to go exploring, adventuring, the whole plan, and I've talked about this before, the whole plan with having this kind of setup is for those spots that I don't want to just lug all the gear in to sit and blank all day, where I'm going to be moving a lot, not necessarily carrying a shelter. So this coupled with a backpack with my Corda tackle safe and, a small, the small compact box that the tackle safe fits in, I think it's the 150, just so I have enough tackle, the rods, the proper safety equipment, like unhooking mat and stuff, with me to get out for a quick session somewhere where I'm doing that first hit. Yeah, there's some lighter rods. If I get into bigger fish, it's going to be a little bit more work, but the idea is I can go out and test out these new spots. I can park the van somewhere and walk for kilometers with these without being overtired, without having to worry about taking the barrel with me. I can get into smaller spots. So a lot of my adventuring that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be with this setup, and it's going to be really handy that I don't have to pack as much. Anthony, ooh, he likes surprises. Dave Pendlebury, do you even like carp fishing? A little bit. Just a little bit. Carp fishing is almost as awesome as Star Wars. We'll just leave it at that. I was going to say, you don't see any carp stuff on my walls, but there's that canvas print we had done. It's out of the box because right now I'm ripping this stuff apart. I'm going to be moving the drawing tables over. We're going to be readjusting everything in the studio here. I keep putting it off, but it's started. I just realized that this is in view, so we'll just move that purple box out of the way. Nobody needs to see what's going on there. It's not that time of day yet. But yeah, got the rod bag for Christmas. Obviously the rods were for my birthday a few weeks prior. But it was really, really affordable on Carp Kit. I'm quite happy with it. Even though the rod bags for the Daiwa EXT rods are going to be coming down the line, I wanted a bag right away. And this one just ticked all the boxes with all the pockets and stuff that it could fit. So now I don't have to have my hands full. Basically, I can have a backpack, that rod bag, and a coffee and a donut, and I'm good to go. There's nothing worse than having your hands full, and you know, the whole point of being stealthy and light on your feet with your gear is to basically be able to just move. And you just can't do that if you take too much. And when all of it fits in one bag and a backpack, you're rocking at that point. I can even go on my bicycle, which I plan to be doing because I got my hands on a bicycle cart, you know, the kind of cart that you'd pull behind your bike, where you could put like a toddler in it and take them for a ride. Maybe taking a step out of Reg's book. I may have mentioned it prior, but I'm going to convert that little trailer to be able to fit my carp gear on it. So if I'm doing any sessions within a couple kilometers of the house, I don't need to take the vehicle. I can travel light. You know, if I want to do a quick overnighter on the upper river, which I'm not supposed to do, but if I want to slip into some of those hidden spots, I can just throw it all on the bike, ride down. I can hide a lot easier with that setup. So that's a little project I'll probably do a video on as I get started. I'm going to wait a little bit into the winter before I jump on that because I'm really busy with a lot of other projects right now. But yeah, building a carp cart. I gotta do some conference calls with Reg because he's already done one, and I want to kind of make one to be custom to what I'm doing, but follow the principles of what he did because his obviously works so well. So yeah, we got some upcoming vids where we get to use these rods, get into a bunch of fish in the middle of December. It was great. Oh, look who it is. Team Carp Fishing. Paul has shown up. I was just telling them about how you and a few others were sitting there in our messenger chat just talking about food when you should have been here. But now you're here, so now all's good. I had to stop looking because you guys were posting pictures of Ben's steak and shrimp and stuff like that, and it just made me hungry. So I just can't participate in that. Otherwise, I'm just going to look at that and not paying attention here. So yeah, we've still got lots of upcoming videos. Like I said, the one from mid-December, using those new rods, getting some carp, that's going to go out on the 22nd. And then we still have videos from last summer. You know, my challenge against Tyler in the challenge series for the CCS, that video is still coming. Catch up with steak needs bashing. Well, he's young. He doesn't know any better. It's okay. We'll let it slide this time. But yeah, lots of stuff coming along. Speaking of challenges, you know, we've talked about it a few times. I definitely want to do some more challenges coming up, not just through the CCS, but, you know, you guys remember Goldie and I used to do some small challenges from time to time where we'd pick a bait or we'd go head to head, things like that. I want to do a lot more of that this year because I get a lot of fun out of those. You know, win or lose, just the idea of having some friendly competition is amazing. And I want to be able to do some more of that. So we definitely have challenges coming up. Dave and I were talking about a few last night. It's something we're going to keep going. Ants carp fishing adventures. Yes. Another thing, when I did that post several months ago, just putting it out to you guys, collabs were something that you guys really wanted to see. That was actually what got the biggest number of hits. Collabs are happening. Team carp fishing, for example, we're talking about doing one. We just haven't settled on what to do yet. It's kind of tricky because we want to be able to put together something awesome, but we also don't want to give away too much. So definitely one with Paul is coming down the road, probably on the Big River, because I don't think he's fished it yet. And I think that's going to be a fun challenge for him. ONT Carping, talking with Galen, we've already got something planned. It's Ant Smith. I'm a CCS member. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures. Yes, I know exactly who you are. I do see your posts. I'm not sure if I've actually subscribed to your channel yet, but if I haven't, I will correct that this afternoon because I did notice that you've been posting some videos. So I will get on top of that, and apologies if I haven't done it already. but I'll make sure that that's rectified today. Other collabs, you know, Will and I always talk about maybe doing one from time to time. We were talking about maybe doing one in March, where maybe he might come down this way. We'll see. One thing's for sure, out of all the sessions Will's done down here, I think only one of them he blanked. But the other times he's been down here, we did catch. So who knows? That could be fun. Haven't fished with Will for quite a while. Anthony from Saskatchewan Carp Kings. We have a big kind of trip planned. Really going to do everything I can to get out to Saskatchewan so we can work on a nice big video together. So lots of collabs coming down the line. Oh, look, there's Will now. Okay, no F-bombs, Will. Another thing that's coming for the channel, we've talked about it a number of times. There was a bit of a delay in getting things started. Still a bit of a delay because of all this pandemic crap. It's hard to get people together. So podcasts are still happening. Part of my restructuring in the studio here is to move certain things around so that we can get back to setting up a space for podcasting. Because as I've mentioned before, it's not a podcast where it's going to be focused on the guests. It's a podcast that's going to be focused on the discussion. And I want to be able to have me and Dave in the same room. Dave and I in the same room together while we can have these discussions. And if you guys remember where we used to do the live streams over at the bar area of my basement, that's where I want to take the podcast. I just have to restructure things over there a bit because right now there is so much carp fishing gear over there. I can barely get to my freezer. Like I'm literally climbing over things to get to it. So still working on the podcast thing, but yeah, challenges, collaborations, podcasts, those are all coming as new additions to the channel or continued traditions with the channel. What I would love from you guys is, I don't care if it's messages on the Facebook page, Instagram, or if you put it in the comment section of this video yourselves. Bottom line, if you guys want to see certain things from this channel, whether it continue on with the challenge idea, certain challenges you guys have in mind, throw them in the comment section. You know, I want to know what the feedback is, what you guys like to see, and we can try and do it. So yeah, Facebook messages or posts, Instagram messages right in the comment section here of this video or any of the other videos we have. Throw your comments our way as far as what you want to see from the channel, and we'll take a look at them, see if there's something that we can do. Team Carp Fishing, spend less at Carp Kit. Wow, that's like super offensive. Kind of just like, oh, stabbed me in my core with that kind of comment. It's blasphemy. Unreal. I'll let it slide, Paul, but like, be nice. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures. If you have too much gear, I'll take some off of you. I don't have too much gear. Okay, maybe I have too much gear, but I'm not getting rid of any gear. I'm just getting rid of hook baits, which we're going to come to in a moment here. Rapidly getting through the list here before we get into the contest. So I have room. No, I'm just going to move stuff to make more room. If I have to move stuff upstairs where it gets in the wife's way, that's fine. I'm not getting rid of stuff to make room. I'm just going to move things to make room. That's all. Move the kid's art studio upstairs so he can do his stop motion animation. Then I have more room in this space for filming, stuff like that. You know, it's all about being strategic. And I'll be honest with you, the only equipment I actually do have to kind of clean up and get rid of some of is my bass gear, because I just don't do it as much. As long as it's not in the bedroom. There's fishing gear in there too. Sorry, but yeah, there's definitely some fishing gear in there as well. It's everywhere. It's just a matter of being strategically placed. That's all. So yeah, if you guys could please take some time and let us know what you want to see on the Angler Files channel over the course of the year. Timbit Challenge needs to happen. It absolutely does. It's been on the list for what? We're going on 5 years now. Location for the Timbit Challenge is key. So we're not going to let that one go. That will happen. The question is, where do we make that one happen? That's what we have to figure out. All right, I'll tell you what. I've made you guys wait long enough. It's been 30 minutes. We're into this. We've got 10 people viewing right now. Some of you guys have even thrown the likes up. I do appreciate that. Definitely take the time to hit like on this video. If you're following along, you're not in the chat, but you're still watching and you're not a subscriber, please take the time to hit the subscribe button and make sure you never, ever miss anything of what we're doing. 5 years, Christ, you are right. Yeah, I know, it's a long time ago. Can you do a meet somewhere near me in Lindsay? I might possibly be up that way this year when I go to meet up with Galen. So possibly a meetup could happen. We're not going to be doing any big socials as long as everything that's going on is going on. But certainly when we go up to do some filming with Galen and ONT Carping, I can make sure that you know that I'm that way in case you want to pop by. But we'll get that worked out close for the time frame. Because, yeah, Lindsay's not that far from where we're going to be. Will is relocating close to that area. Okay, Aunt, you might want to move. Yeah, he'll have that effect on you. Just a heads up. All right, the contest, the giveaway. You can see, if you guys saw the thumbnail, that's just a small portion of the baits. I thought I brought the box down here. Basically, this box is full of hook baits, bait sprays, all different things. And I'm going to do a giveaway for all of them. It's not just one thing to one person. Bottom line, the reason we're going to do this big giveaway is because I want to say I was lucky enough, but I want to kind of rephrase that more too. I was privileged enough to be given an opportunity to join a team, a Canadian team, to represent a bait company from the UK called DT Baits. A few of us were selected and asked to participate as a Canadian team to represent DT Baits into the 2022 season. And I accepted. It took me a while to accept it, simply because I was kind of hoping, after leaving the Urban Carp Collective back in the spring, just for my own reasons, I wanted to separate from that group and focus a little bit more on the angler files and then also the things I was doing with the Canadian Carp Society. I just couldn't fit time into what was going on with that group. Wish them all the best of luck, but I've had to move on. And I was kind of leery of joining another team for quite a while. I just wanted to focus on what I was doing. But this opportunity was one that I didn't feel I could, I didn't feel I should pass up. I had been watching my friend Wayne, who was in the chat earlier, using DT Baits since about May. And very, very quickly, it was apparent that he was spanking us on every session. Not literally, but figuratively. Although I don't know what happened all the time. You never know with Wayne. But quite regularly, he would be fishing with us in our spots, and his baits would be getting him more consistent bites over the ones that we normally crush with in those locations. And literally, sometimes I was set up in the swim next to him, and while I was still catching on my go-tos, he was kind of getting 2 or 3 bites to every one that I had. And this was apparent in a number of different swims over the course of the season. Not to mention the other sessions he had with other friends. We all kept tabs on who was catching what from where. and his catch results were very, very impressive. Um, so it was early on in July or August or something like that when he showed me these particular baits. At that point, I had heard the name, but didn't know anything about them. It's a smaller bait company in the UK, but it's a company that focuses a lot on the quality of their bait and bait ingredients. So I just kind of stepped back and watched to see how impressive these baits were doing for him. Um, he first actually put the idea of this team in my head in September when he joined me for a session on the Upper Niagara. And yeah, he pretty much matched me fish for fish on a spot that I pretty much had it sewn up where I was catching a lot. But he was doing quite well right beside me. Um, and it seemed like he was doing a lot less effort to get his bites than I was. And yeah, we ended up catching a load of fish that day. But I was using my normal go-tos and he was using DT, and just smashed it. And the upper river is not an easy river to just go and smash it. Ask Anthony, he knows. It can be tricky. Once you get it dialed in, then yeah, you can get onto a number of fish. But to rock up on your first session and just put those baits out and smash it, it's not an easy task. And he did it. So I kind of molded over for a few months after that. I think he had one or two other people join on at that point. So there's Wayne, there's Nathan Cutler from Improved Carp Angling, Andrew Grummett from Actually Andrew Fishing, myself, and you all know my good buddy Kevin. We've all been kind of invited and accepted to join this DT Baits Canada team. Quite pleased with it myself so far. I have had 5 sessions using DT baits, and only DT baits, not taking of any others. I've deliberately put them all in that box and decided that if I was going to be on this bait team, I'm just going to use that while I have it. And because we're limited so far with what we have in Canada available, just what's coming through Carp Kit so far, I'm restricted to just some pop-ups and wafters. I don't have the boilies yet. We don't have the liquids yet. And just having that, a small bag of pop-ups and wafters, a couple of bait sprays, in 5 sessions, I've managed to catch in 4. And the one session that I did blank, Kevin was right next to me using the same baits and absolutely smashed it up. So it was a matter of spot, not so much bait in that particular case, where he just crushed it right next to me. The other 4 sessions that I had where I was using these baits, the first 2 alone had 20 pounders, one of which was in -4 degrees in the wide open, bright, sunny conditions, still managed a 23 pounder. Right up until last weekend when I had 2 carp in a snowstorm on the banana and the pineapple chunks. So these are really impressive baits that I've kind of decided to go with. And I'm really pleased so far. So what you're going to see as far as bait goes is DT baits are what I'm going to be using for 2022. And with that said, we come to the giveaway. All of those baits I have to give away because, bottom line, I'm not going to be using them. I've caught on every one of them. That's why some of those pots are right down to very few baits. Some of them are brand new. I bought just a few months ago before joining on to this team. So some of them are full, but all of them are great quality baits. There's not a single one in there from any company, Mainline, Dynamite, CC Moore, all of those baits, Hinders, all of those bait companies in there. I don't have anything negative to say about those baits, which is why I spent the money on them and used them. But I don't need them kicking around the basement. Why not give them away to people that are going to use them just because I won't be this season? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very simple giveaway. There's a lot of different things we could have done in this particular case. And I spoke with Dave about this last night, and Dave is the one that came up with the final idea, which I absolutely love. We could have said, hey, let's push for 2,000 subscribers. We're 300 and something subscribers away from 2,000. We could have pushed for that. Is that a practical option? I don't know. We could have just done, comment on this video and I'll just pick a name at random. Could have done that, but then we're going to get a lot of people commenting that don't even participate. So what Dave came up with was a great suggestion to help get the word out a little bit about the Anglophiles as far as bringing in some new viewers, but also to capitalize on the idea of the people that really focus on participating. Every 2 weeks when we put a new video out, we get the same people commenting and sharing. Every time we do the live stream, it's the same great group of people that are in the chat interacting. I mentioned Doug earlier. We haven't seen any side of him here, but I don't think there's a single video that I've done that Doug has missed. And, there's always a comment from him at some point. Right? And the loyalty and the camaraderie that we have with this core group of people who actually participate is what's important. So with that said, the contest as a giveaway, where I'm just going to throw, I've got a bunch of random boxes I saved from the holidays. There could be, 3 or 4 full brand new pots of pop-ups. There could be as many as 5 or 6 partial pots of pop-ups that go out. But we're going to have, I think, 4 winners, 5 winners, depending on, how much I can group together in a little box to send out. No more than 5 winners. But as I said in December, I'm going to put a box of these baits together. I'm going to ship them out on my own dime to whoever the winners are. We're going to draw the winners in February's live stream. So all you need to do, as I said, I want to capitalize on the people that focus and put participation into their game with the Anglophiles. This is utilizing social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or even in the comments section here on YouTube. What I would like to see is, if you're utilizing Facebook, go back in our library of videos, pick out your favorite Anglophiles video, do a post sharing the link and tagging the Anglophiles of why that's your favorite video that we've done. So sharing links on Facebook is easy. We've all done that. And yeah, just tag the Anglophiles so that I get a notification on our Facebook page. The Instagram people who don't use Facebook, what I would ask is that you do a post with just a simple screenshot from one of our videos and just tag the Anglophiles on Instagram. Just telling a little story about why that is your favorite Anglophiles video. As far as the comment section here, you can post links and stuff like that in the comments. I'm not worried about if they're posted to actually share the video out, but that would be great. But I do want to hear from all of you as far as participation goes, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, or here in the comments section on YouTube on this particular video. Please tell us, what is your favorite Anglophiles video and why? Tag us so that we get the notification. If it's right here on YouTube, I'm going to get it in the comments notifications. I'll get them on the Facebook page. I'll get them on Instagram. But we want to know, what is your favorite Anglophiles episode over this pretty big library we have on what's almost become a full 8 years now. What we'll do then in February is I will go through over the course of the month, and I will collect all the names with the posts that they've done. And yeah, then we'll just randomly select all those names and put them in a list and draw them live in February. And then I'll get those hook baits sent out over the course of February and early March so that you have them for the start of the spring season. The dog's awake. Why are you awake? Go back to sleep. So yeah, if you guys like that idea, I would appreciate it if you join in and continue with this participation. Again, the reason for doing it this way is because those of you that participate are the ones that I want to see benefit from this. If this is your first time here, where you've actually got into just starting to get into the involvement here, again, very simple. Go back, look at our library of videos. Bottom line, find out what is your favorite Anglophiles video. Post it on your Facebook, tagging us. Post it on your Instagram, tagging us. If you're on Facebook, like I said, you can post a link. If you're on Instagram, post a screenshot of your favorite moment in that particular video. But yeah, in February, we'll draw the names, and the giveaway will be for just those random pots of hook baits. There's some from Munch, Mainline, Dynamite, CC Moore, Hinders. There's hook baits, there's bait sprays to go with them in some cases. So yeah, again, some are full pots, some are partial pots, but bottom line, I'm getting rid of those hook baits because I'm not going to be using them this year. I'm going to focus on DT baits myself and kind of continue on with that journey. Here's your opportunity to get your hands on a bunch of hook baits that I can say wholeheartedly they've caught fish and they work and I love them, but I'm just not using them this year. So here's your opportunity. Participation is key here. So I know that's kind of a long-winded way to get through that contest, and I probably repeated it 3 times, but just wanted to make sure we're clear. So I'm going to go back and just take a look at the chat here, see what I've missed. Let's see here. Will Michette, congrats, John. Thank you, sir. Ant Sweet, awesome. Anthony's giving that curious emoji look. He knows how tough the upper river was, but he caught, and he caught in a way that I never would have thought of myself. That will be something we explore again this summer. I am going to try that because I was incredibly impressed with how that went. And never had the chance to use bait spray. Well, it works. Some people, if you look at somebody like Dave, absolutely swears by throwing bait spray on. Hit or miss whether I use it, but you can't deny there are times when just putting that little spray on gets you a very quick bite. You really can't deny that it can be useful at times. Lofi Express, what are you giving away? Well, if you missed it after the 2 or 3 times I mentioned it there, you'll have to just go back and kind of rewatch this to see what the giveaway is for. It's also in the thumbnail. So there you go. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures. On it like a car bonnet. Perfect. Dave Canterbury. Sorry, my dog rolled in something funky and an emergency shower was required for both of us. Oh, that's cute. You guys had a shower together. What was the thing that was funky? Was it your cooking? Or was that too much of a shot to make? Was it one of your bait mixes? Who knows? Let us know what it rolled in. I'm curious. But hopefully that contest idea is something that's good with the rest of you. Like I said, I don't want to just push for more subscribers. I don't want to make this for the people that don't participate. Anybody can win. Absolutely. It's going to be a random draw for names, but it's for those people that take the time to actually participate and share, as they have been for years on end. You people are the ones that I want to kind of make this for, because you guys put in the effort. And if you're putting in the effort, I want to be able to do my best to reward that, because I am very, very grateful for every one of you that do that. Something brown. Okay, don't mention any more than that, Dave. Wayne Smith, missed a big chunk of this. Dee's car broke down. Bummer. Well, on the upside, Mr. Smith, this will be kind of saved, so you can always go back and check it out. You were mentioned a little bit, so yeah, definitely go back and check, and you'll see what you missed. Hopefully you guys get the car sorted out. Anthony Russell L. Shall be returning to the upper 100%. Yes, and when you do, I am going to be there, because you've already shown me something that has blown my mind. There are other spots that I think will blow your mind, and there's some seriously quality fish in this river that I think you'll enjoy. Okay, so we've mentioned the contest. Any of you guys that I wasn't clear on, or I'm didn't quite catch it because something was going on, you'll have the opportunity to go look back on this once the video is done, to see what the kind of layout of the instructions are for the contest and what we're giving away. But again, I appreciate all of you being in the chat there, and the participation as we've done these. That's why we're doing this contest. It's for all of you that take the time to participate. Participation is a huge deal for me. We've talked about DT baits and why I'm switching to them. We now have a Canadian team. One thing's for sure, I will mention this while we kind of have that on the topic. Let me just open up my window here. I'm going to give you guys the website, just so you guys can check them out yourselves. There are some DT baits currently available at carpkit.com. So if you go in there and look at the hook baits, you'll be able to see some of the pop-ups, some of the wafters, and some of the liquids. More bait options are on the way. If you want to see the catalog of what they have as far as bait options go, you can go to dtbaits.co.uk. There you'll see the website. They have, right in their menus, they have lists for all the products they have, whether it be boilies, floater packs, pop-ups, wafters. They have bait sprays. They have boilie dips and all kinds of other really unique liquids that are quite impressive to me. They have pellets. They even have PVA. So there's lots of different things that you can check out there. If you go into the About Us section, you can see the Team DT. There's a UK team and a Canada team. I've already mentioned who's on the Canada team, but you can see for yourself there. But also take a look at Team UK. There's a lot of really good anglers in there, some of which you might not recognize the names of, but I promise you, if you follow these guys on and girls on Instagram, you're going to understand why they're on that bait team. So definitely check those other anglers out. But there's a lot of neat stuff. There's different articles on the website. There's catch reports, so that if you do use the DT baits, you get your hands on some, you go out, you have a good catch with it. Anybody can submit their catch reports right there on the website. I know Nathan posted a beautiful fish he had in December on there. So many other anglers have posted really quality catches. And when I say really quality, I'm not just talking about like big fish, nice fish, unique situations. The two fish that I caught last week in the snowstorm, there is a catch report for those on there where there's a little bit of a write-up where you can see kind of what was going on and what I used. Even includes the rig information. So yeah, check out the website, dtbaits.co.uk. Get yourself familiar with what they have to offer. Carp Kit has some of the products available now. More products are on the way. It's worth checking out. If it's enough that I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to give away all my other baits and just use these, let's just say something. Because, I've been going on several years using some of these baits that I'm giving away, and they are my go-tos, and I don't go without them. And the last 5 sessions, I have gone without them. Just saying. So there's that information for you guys if you need it. Okay. Now, there is still some stuff on my list here before we just get into a random chatter. Right now, we're just about at an hour. Wow, that was a fast hour. But again, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures. What is that? Is that dab thing that the kids do? I'm too old to be cool enough to know what the heck that is. Is that what that emoji is? That's a good thing, right? I don't know. Another thing I wanted to mention, I think I've mentioned it in the last 2 live streams, but didn't really give away the details of what it was. It's out now. I can let you guys know what it is. It is okay. All right. Yeah, sorry. I'm not the hip cat that some of the other ones are. So I mentioned several times over the last couple of live streams, there was a project that I was working on that was kind of secret, and it was just for the Canadian Carp Society, and you have to be a member to see it. It's not out there for the public. That is released to members. So I can now tell you what it is, because the trailer is public on the Canadian Carp Society YouTube channel. More is coming for that channel, so just keep watching it. Subscribe to that if you're not already. But the trailer for CCS TV is available on the Canadian Carp Society YouTube channel, so that you guys can see what this project is. What I can tell you now is the first episode is live for members on the Canadian Carp Society website, and it is basically a compilation of member submitted content. If you guys are familiar with Sapography, Carp Fix, things like Carp Angle on YouTube, the one that Joe does, all great content. Some of them are subscription based, some of them are free on YouTube, but they're all kind of compilation of clips and different things that are happening. CCS TV is very similar, but with one exception. It's member submitted content from Canadian anglers. So everything that's in there is just Canadian anglers. Now, that's not to say that if you're from a different part of the world, you can't participate in it. If you are a member of the Canadian Carp Society, you can submit content. So if you're a UK angler and you have a syndicate that you're fishing and you want to do up a little video of clips about maybe your most memorable capture, or that one go-to piece of equipment that you never go fishing without, or you want to do an in-session piece, you can get in contact with me through the Canadian Carp Society website and let me know what your plan is or what you'd like to do. Or if you just want to do something and you don't know what, I can always throw some assignments your way. But the idea is that this is a project that is for members, made by members. So there's a number of members that are included in the very first episode. Some in-session pieces, clips about tips and tricks of what we do. The subsequent episodes, there's going to be 4 episodes in total in 2022. Episode 2 is done. Episode 3 is about halfway along. And episode 4, I have a rough outline, but this is where we have this whole season to collect content from members to participate. So again, I'm going to do a post on the Canadian Carp Society website probably tomorrow, outlining a little bit more about what we're doing. So if you are a member, you have that to look forward to. If you are not a member, again, why not? If you're into carp fishing, and again, I don't care where you are in the world, if you're into carp fishing, the Canadian Carp Society website is a place that's worth being. So join up, participate, and you could find yourself either in CCS TV or just enjoying what it has to offer. It's been a lot of work putting it together, but it's been a lot of fun. And being able to see these different stories and different opinions and different activities that people do, it's been very, very rewarding. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the response for episode 2, which will come out in April. So if you're not a member now, join up now. You can see episode 1. If you're not quite sure yet, episode 2 comes out in April. You don't want to miss episode 2. Bottom line, if you missed one, don't wait too long. Join up, be able to keep tabs on what the members are up to and what some of those thought processes are. We're implementing new segments to add to it. So yeah, it's only going to get bigger and better. And with that, so will the community. So please take some time to join up to the Canadian Carp Society, and you too can enjoy some of the content that is just constantly flowing into that website. Articles, videos, now CCS TV. There's so many other projects coming down the pipe that you're not going to want to miss them at all. It's another item checked off the list. All right. I haven't gotten into my snacks because I've been talking way too much, and I would just not enjoy my donuts as much. I have 3 of them here, by the way. What's your favorite donuts? I have 3 right here, right now. I have an apple fritter, I have a honey crawler, and I have a honey dip. Right now in the chat, you guys let me know what's your favorite donuts. I don't care if they're not necessarily Tim Hortons donuts. We won't hold that against you if they're not. But what are your favorite donuts? I want to see that in the chat right now. Just take a look at the chats here. Ant's carp fishing, it's fantastic. So you've seen it. So if Ant's saying it's fantastic, man, you know it's worth seeing. Dave Pendlebury, sour cream glaze. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Not my top choice, but they're good. Team carp fishing, the ones made in the snow. I don't get it. For a donut? I'm missing something there. Wayne Smith, steak, rare. They don't make steak donuts, you wiener. Improved carp angling, double chocolate. That is also Zane's favorite donut. Good choice there, sir. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures, and you get discounts at Carp Kit. Yes, I didn't mention that. If you're a member of the Canadian Carp Society, there are perks like discounts to carpkit.com. So if you want to see what the other discounts are, get over there and check it out. You don't have to be a member to see some of the perks. I believe that's on the website when it lists what you get with your membership. So check it out. Ant's Carp Fishing Adventures, jam. So you like the jam-filled donuts. Team carp fishing with a car. So donuts made in the snow with a car. Dude, really? You can't eat that. Well, I guess you could if you screw it up. You have no problem talking about steak and stuff like that, but you can't come up with a donut. What's your favorite donut, Paul? Come on. Wayne Smith, double chocolate for Finn. Again, same thing. So that's Nathan, Zane, and Finn that all love double chocolate donuts. See, I find that that's just too much chocolate. But for somebody with a sweet tooth, that's really weird. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of double chocolate. But interesting that that's three people with the same choice. Boston cream, all others are rubbish. I find Boston cream completely disgusting, but there are 2 upstairs because my wife loves them. If that's your choice, that's your choice. Thanks for at least telling us a real donut. Anthony Russell, jam as well. Is that just a British people thing? Jam donuts? Awesome. See, participation. I love that. You know, where else can you go to just randomly come up with a topic about donuts? It's just so much fun. So before everybody else was in here, we kind of started on it a little bit right at the beginning of how some of the winter sessions have been going for people. I mentioned before, last Sunday I had 2 fish in a snowstorm. Some people had mentioned that they hadn't gotten out yet. I think that was Lee that said he hadn't gotten out yet. Has anybody else gotten out at all this year? Has anybody else started their 2022 season yet? I'd love to hear if you've had any results or if there was something unique that you learned so far. Even though we're only 1 week into the year, somebody else must have gotten out for a chance. While we're waiting to hear about that, I think I've got a couple of goodies to show you that I haven't already shown you. So I already showed you the Aqua bag for the EXT rods. That's all ready to go and set up. Already used it on a session. It's amazing. A little bit big for the 9-foot EXT rods. They don't quite go long enough to go into all the tie straps, but again, that's not the bag for those rods. I got that bag simply because it has all the other pockets. Ant's not been out yet at all. Well, fix that, sir. Well, I guess where you are, everything's frozen. So it's going to be difficult. But try. If you can get an opportunity, take it. We're going to see what's in here in a moment. I did get a few things for Christmas that I can show you, aside from the rod bag. Got a neat little shirt from my mommy. It says, I suffer from CFD, compulsive fishing disorder. Wrong kind of fish, but, you know, the statement is very, very true. Definitely suffering from compulsive fishing. Improved carp angling. Was too sick over the holidays to get out. Haven't been down to see if things are iced over yet this year. Well, I'm glad you're doing better. Yeah, apparently you were quite sick. But you know what they say? Bank time is the best medicine. They do say that, right? Right? I say that. So one of the interesting things that I do for Christmas, because people always have trouble figuring out what to get me, which is weird because I have so many interests and so many hobbies. You can literally get me anything and I'll be excited about it. But one of the things I do for my mother and my grandmother is I build a wish list on Carp Kit, and I just send them that wish list, and then they can choose one or two items from that. So I thought, this year I've gotten so much equipment, I really don't need anything new. So I thought I would just go with a couple of simple things. The funny thing is that my mother decided to get the largest thing and the smallest thing on my wish list. And I'm not sure why she went that route. It's just weird. But I needed a square pail. I have a tracker square pail, but I don't use that one that much because it has that tray insert on the top that I used to use for PVA and stuff like that. But it's taller. It's a much bigger pail. And I kind of wanted an in-between square pail so that it's bigger than my small round ones, a little bit smaller than my big round ones, and quite a bit smaller than my big square one. So I wanted a new pail. So my mommy got me a spawn pail. The nice thing about this is that this will fit with that Fox Spod Station strap that I have that's made to go around a square pail and just kind of locks in. I just haven't fixed it onto here yet. And then you just screw in 4 bank sticks, and then this will be elevated for spotting, which will save your back. So this is particularly going to be set up as a Spod Station bucket only for the season. So when I'm doing some sessions where I'm going to be doing a lot of spotting, this will be the pail that comes out with me, and it'll have the strap that goes around it for the bank sticks. I'll probably be attaching that sometime soon over the next couple of days, just to get that ready. It's carp fishing. Need to pop out. I'll watch the end another day. Big ups. Well, good to see you, sir. Thank you for participating. Hope to see that you participate in the contest for the giveaway as well. Again, always appreciate everyone taking the time to come into the chat. So I mentioned that was the biggest thing on my item, on my wish list for mommy to pick from. The smallest thing was the hook vise. I won't say the brand because Wayne will get mad at me. But I needed a little hook vise. Just because when I'm filing hooks, I keep filing my fingers. And I'm not careful. We all know this. So I thought, well, I'll just say maybe a hook vise is an option. And she got it for me. So the nice thing is this will fit in my quarter tackle box or my tackle safe. And it'll just be that much easier for me to sharpen my hooks. Because there's one thing about those Monster Carp tackle hooks that we all know. After you get 4 or 5 fish, you tend to have to sharpen it a bit. And then you can just keep going. And, I know so many people that have had between 20 and 30 fish on the same Monster Carp tackle hook. It's not a hook that you have to switch out a lot. So brand aside, I just needed a hook vise. That's why we got this. This was an option for her to get. It was affordable. It's small. Mr. Smith, ignore the brand. Just, I needed a hook vise. So mommy got me a hook vise. Yeah, that's all. Not doing it to upset you, sir. Now, as mentioned, a lot of you know that I kind of have a love for llamas. I did get something else cool. Now, I could argue that this is not fishing related, but I'm going to show you because technically, us as carp anglers, when we do those longer sessions, and we do need to cook and prepare meals for ourselves to uh, feed the body and fuel ourselves for hardcore carp fishing, there are certain accessories that go along with such an activity while carp fishing. Um, these accessories I could take and I could utilize. So I'm going to unwrap them and then I'm going to show you them together. Obviously, because I keep mentioning llamas, I will tell you that they are llama related. But these got me so excited that I just have to show you guys. Little porcelain llamas. They're salt and pepper shakers. So you just fill them up in their bellies and shake it out the saddles. Oh man, this was like the highlight of my Christmas was to get these things. So yeah, while I'm cooking on the bank, I could just shake a little salt, shake a little pepper on my nice English breakfast, and then the llamas can just sit there and watch the sunrise with me. You know, how exciting is that? So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those. She did good finding those for me. Um, so yeah, who knows? Maybe we could talk to companies like Ridge Monkey or Tracker and come up with a whole llama themed line of carp fishing cookware. It's a possibility, right? Something that we could try to do. Oh, come on, you guys, that was funny. Can't just leave it on Wayne's sick faces. That was funny, and you know it. Is there any questions or anything that anybody else wants to bring up or chat about before we wrap up for the month? We're at just about a minute and a quarter, so we're not going to keep going for too long because I do have a lot of gear I need to get ready for tomorrow. When I was out last week in the snowstorm, there was a lot of mud still because it was warm 2 days prior. So all of my equipment is completely covered with mud. My one rod and reel fell over in the mud. I just need to clear that off. Some of the ice got in. The ice pellets and stuff got into one of the reels. The anti-reverse wasn't working properly out of nowhere. Just I picked it up off the pod and the reel spun back, and I have to have a look at that. So I might have to switch my reels out for tomorrow while I get that addressed. But yeah, I got a lot to do this afternoon as far as getting things ready to go for that. Got to charge up cameras, batteries, things like that, empty some cards. So I got a busy afternoon planned. Plus, we all know as soon as this is done, Zane comes down and takes over my big TV, and I'm going to have to hang out with him too. So if there's anything else you guys want me to discuss or bring up or address before we kind of set in and give you that opportunity to participate in the contest for the giveaway over the next month, let's hear it. Any questions or anything like that? We can go over it right now. Again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, if you guys have ideas of what you would like to see from the Angler Files in 2022, let me know. Ken Taylor, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in there for a while. Any takeaway from your 40 plus pre-bait in or adjacent deep water, fishing off baited area, etc., etc.? Are you wanting to discuss that right now, or do you want me to kind of go back and do a separate video where I discuss that? Because I can say that there was no pre-bait. was adjacent to deep water. It was June, the first couple days of June of 2018. 2018 or 2019? Either way. I'll give you a couple of quick rundowns on it right now, but that's actually a really good idea to kind of recap that. Maybe just recap some old captures in a few videos. It's a good idea, Ken. Yeah, I can say that there was no pre-baiting because I wasn't actually supposed to be at that spot that day. It was a quick after work session that Goldie and I were doing. We had just gotten back from the Canada Carp Cup, so I'm pretty sure that this was the 2018 one. It was, I think, June 3rd. Goldie met me after work. We went to one location that we had never fished before, wanted to fish it, realized, and this was Goldie's idea. We knew nothing about that spot. We knew fish were there. We just really knew nothing about the bottom. We hadn't taken the time to map it out or kind of properly scope it out. So he suggested we go where we had a better chance of catching. So we moved to the secret spot, which we did a number of videos from in 2017. So we moved to the secret spot for the evening. No pre-bait whatsoever. I think we showed up, put a scoop of corn out over each spot, dropped our rods when we were still using one rod each. I just put a pineapple pop-up out. I think it was a mainline pineapple pop-up. And the wind had picked up. So we were sitting there. I think an hour or two had gone by with nothing. Set up the brawly. I was fishing on a slope going to deep water. So I was probably fishing about 10 feet of water that slopes down to 30. And yeah, we were just kind of kicking back. I had to turn and adjust my brawly because the wind was starting to move it, because the wind had shifted. And while I was kind of laying on the floor of the brawly, putting down the ground sheet so that I didn't have ticks all over me from the tall grass, I had a couple of quick blips and then a drop back, and then I was hooked into that at 42.9. Still to this day, the hardest, longest fight I've ever had with a carp. It was an insane battle, absolutely insane battle. And when I compare that to the battle that, say, Goldie had with this 3615, or any number of the other 30s that we had out of that location, this fish was just on a whole other level. You know, there was no quit in it. We'd get it up to the net and it would take off back down deep and just stay there. It was absolute madness fighting that fish and just drilled into my head. But yeah, we were literally just a scoop of bait over the hook baits. Nothing had been there prior because we hadn't been there. That was the first session there, 2018. Couldn't get a sniff, couldn't get liners. Then all of a sudden, that fish bit. We got it in eventually. Did the photos and a short clip on the phone because we weren't even filming that day. And then after that, I think we each had 2 or 3 more fish through the evening. It was like as soon as that one came in, we were into fish, and we had a few right into the hours of darkness that night. And that was it. A very short, simple session, very basic, nothing done out of the ordinary, basic rigs. I think I just had a blowback rig on with a pop-up, pineapple pop-up. That was it. It was like the most unintentional session ever. And, you know, one of the most memorable rewards. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened with that one. No real planning, no thought process, just wang out a bait and sit behind a rod so that I'm kind of calming down after work. That's all that was. It really is all that was. But I appreciate the comment, because that's not a bad idea to kind of do the odd video where I kind of go back and look at some of the old captures. It's one of the sort of things that we've done in CCS TV, but there's no reason why I can't save a few for this channel as well. Oh yeah, hour and 20. Anything else? Anybody else have any other comments or questions? Throw them my way. There's there's been quite a few of you in the chat today, and I really appreciate that. Again, thank you. So if you've just been watching along but not chimed in the chat, feel free. That's what it's there for. The participation and interaction is why we do this. I see a bunch of you have already liked the video. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Feel free to share this video, you know, if you have the social media means to do it. If you missed any part of this video earlier, please go back and watch it so that you can see the criteria to participate in the giveaway for all the hook baits that I have that we're giving away. We're definitely going to do another giveaway of this sort later in the year, but that will be more geared towards what baits I'm actually using from DT. What I'll do is I will gather up a bunch of the ones, the pots of hook baits that I've been using that I've been most successful at, maybe by the time fall rolls around, and I'll give away a bunch of DT baits in the fall. And that should tell you something. I'm that confident with how well they're going to produce this year that I'm already planning on doing that for the fall. So yeah, check them out if you haven't seen them yet. Go to the website, go on Carp Kit. You can see some of the first options that are available to Canada right there. More are coming. All right. Well, hopefully I'm not cutting anybody off if they're typing in the chat. But I think we're at the point now where we've kind of gone through our whole agenda. We've had a little bit of a chat. This is around the time that we normally would wrap these up. You know, if we had a lot more participation, then we could keep going. But like I said before, I have a lot of stuff to do. Everybody else has busy lives. I would love to keep going for another hour, but I want to get some stuff done today. So I think we're going to wrap this up here. Please, again, go back, look at the contest criteria, participate, please. That's what it's for, is for the participation, the people that make that effort and take the time to really make sure that the Anglophiles is getting out there, because I don't share this on all the different sites. I post it on my own personal site, Anglophiles Facebook page and Instagram. That's it. I don't do any other kind of promotion with this, so it's all up to you guys. You guys are the ones that share it and get the word out, and I appreciate it. So that's why this contest is for those who participate. I keep hitting my table, and it's making my Signet bank sticks cling together, and it sounds like the ding on my phone. It's driving me nuts. So yeah, let's wrap it up here. Thank you for joining in the January live stream. First live stream and first video for the Anglophiles of 2022. Already kicking it off with a bang. Already had some fish in the net this year. Great new things coming for this season. We've already talked about some of the ideas. If you have more, again, go in the comment section. Tell us what you'd like to see more of in the Anglophiles for 2022, whether it be something we've done before, something that we've mentioned but haven't done yet, or if you have a completely new idea, let's hear it. Let's get that interaction going, and let's make 2022 an amazing Anglophiles season. With that said, again, thank you so much for joining in, participating, being involved, and again, keeping the Anglophiles going for as long as we have. Appreciate all of you doing that, and I'm so glad that we can have this time every single month. We will see you guys in February, where we do the live draw for the winners of this giveaway, as well as I'm sure having a bunch more stuff to talk about. We'll see you in February. And the new vid is out on January 22nd. Carp fishing in the winter with the new rods, 9 footers. Dave Penderbury. Peace.